What is good, Smooth Nation? We are here to react to the live Deku, Spider-Man vs. Deku. Now I'm going to send it back a bit because
Miles has a variety.
Hold on, I'm reacting to this live.
Miles Morales versus Izuku Midoriya. Spider-Man.
A lot of people have been comparing Deku to a Spider-Man character. He's got the whip, he's got super strength, he's got hand senses.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and
they really are
to
very
find out
similar.
who would win.
I still think Deku would win. And by the way, so many comic fans are just straight up liars when it comes to power scaling. They rely so much on relativity. Oh, well, you were able to damage this guy who could do this, therefore you're on this level. They rely way too much on relativity. There is no way Miles can distribute as much force as Deku. Not to mention, Deku has a lot of similar abilities to Miles and all that.
Alright, let's take this from the top again. This is Peter Parker. He was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for who knows how long, he's been the one and only Spider-Man.
A friendly neighbor to all of New York City. In a universe filled with super soldiers, hulking green Goliaths, and
What the heck? I said go up.
world-shattering gods, Spider-Man is there to look out for the little guy.
But
What
in
the
a
fuck?
multiverse
Why does it go
of infinite
back down?
possibilities, that doesn't always last forever.
I guess you can't do it
Like
on
in
live.
Universe 1610, when NYC's webhead got iced on the job.
The city was left without its protector. But fortunately, Peter wasn't the only one who got bit. Enter Miles Morales, a young teen from Brooklyn just
I don't care what anybody says. Miles Morales is just Peter Darker. That's what he is. Young Ripper was right.
trying to figure out his place in the world, and now he had it thrust upon him.
The canon event to start all canon events. Now it was Miles' turn to be the hero the Big Apple needed, and he had all the usual spider kit to help him out.
This spider carried the Oz formula, a genetics-enhancing serum that granted Miles superhuman strength, speed, and the ability to alter his body's electron attraction to crawl along any surface.
And you can't forget that classic spider sense, an internal warning system that lets Miles know about incoming threats so he can react ahead of time. He even got an upgrade that acts like a radar, letting him...
You know, realistically, having enhanced senses would also improve your durability because your brain has more chances to brace for impact whenever something gets thrown at you.
see through stuff.
But no Spider-Person is complete without their web shooters. Given to him by Peter's Aunt May, these webs have all sorts of applications between swinging, grabbing, restraining, projectiling, and being made into constructs.
Not having Peter around to show him the ropes made things a lot tougher, though. And between mishaps with wall crawling and web slinging, Miles got off to a rocky start.
Like any typical teenager, he had a lot of self-doubt. Could he keep up in school? What was the right way to talk to girls?
And how could he live up to being Spider-Man when one of the villains he had to face turned out to be his very own uncle? Makes family dinners so awkward.
This is the only thing that separates Peter Parker from Miles is the whole uncle thing. How his uncle is actually one of the villains. That's one of the only things.
All that trying to kill you stuff.
Fortunately, Miles had a leg up on every other superhero known to man.
Living parents. Better yet, loving parents. They supported him when things got tough, even if they didn't always see eye to eye. And thanks to them, he learned that the best way to be Spider-Man wasn't to do it like Peter, but to do it his own way.
And it helped that this particular spider had a bit more to its bite than Peter's. Miles has a variety of unique powers, like invisibility and venom.
Not like Tom
Both of those just came from Spider-Woman.
Hardy,
Can't wait
though it is
for-
weird to give your main power the same name as one of your bad guys. Come on, Spidey, branding is important.
Miles can harness his own bioelectric energy and weaponize it, which is especially effective against individuals with genetic mutations.
Punching, absorbing, blasting, mega blasting. Hell, he can even make electric constructs out of this stuff, like biowebbing and a damn sword. Jeez, what kind of spider was this?
It's not entirely science fiction. Studies have shown that certain species of spiders, such as the Linnaeus, have a process known as ballooning. By spinning a thread of their silk, they can use the Earth's natural electric fields to fly, traveling up to hundreds of miles. No pun intended.
Well, whatever kind of bite it was, it gave Miles the edge he needed to find his worth as Spider-Man.
Miles can dodge gunshots, missiles, and lightning bolts. He survived all sorts of beatings, including a building exploding on top of him.
Oh, geez, Spidey could lift buildings and dodge light speed attacks, and Miles is more than a match for him.
Like the time he absorbed the energy of a bomb that was going to vaporize Harlem. A blast that would have equaled 15 million tons of TNT.
Still nothing compared to what Deku can dish out. Absolutely nothing.
Getting kudos from a ton of older heroes too, becoming a member of the New Ultimates and the Avengers. He even helped form the Champions, a team of teenage superheroes with the likes of Miss Marvel and Ironheart.
The King of Wakanda himself even suited him up with some Wakandan vibranium.
The same stuff as T'Challa's own suit. This super rare and tough metal can absorb kinetic energy and vibrational impacts.
It helps to regulate Miles's venom powers too, allowing him to better control his electrical output.
The vibranium is thinner to better fit his acrobatic fighting style, but it can still shake off most fatal attacks like they're nothing. This stuff is tough enough that Deadpool's swords have shattered against it.
Though it's not as durable as, say, Captain America's shield, and enough kinetic energy will overload it.
Don't be near it when it does, or you'll end up like the Falcon here when he
Izuku
used his
Midoriya
vibranium
will
wings to
tear
stop a
through
bomb
that
that was
thing.
gonna blow up New York City. That's twice now. Does any other city have to deal with this stuff?
But when vibranium and spider powers still aren't enough,
I also
Miles can
stand
push
that
his electrical
Deku is
output
smarter.
into overdrive.
He's
Huge
largely
boosts in
self-taught,
strength and
actually.
speed, and making him a whole lot zappier. It's your classic shonen power-up, and he knows it too. He's a bit of a weeb and has a thing for mimicking some favorites.
Despite his initial insecurities, Miles has more than managed to live up to his predecessor, no longer standing in his shadow, but side by side.
Literally, his universe got blown up and he was sent to the main 616 timeline, along with his family. And now it's him and Peter as a pair of...
The worst freaking outfit ever. Bro looks like ugly toothpaste, man. Who thought that was a good idea? Like, if you turn that blue thing white, it would look a little better. And the freaking hair is together. It's so freaking dumb, man. Nobody likes that outfit.
He's even become one of the big players of the Spider-Verse, teaming up with all sorts of other spider variants to defend the multiverse.
I'm so tired of Spider-Verse. I don't care how good the movie is. I'm sick of seeing it in the comics, man. I'm sick of seeing it in the shows. I'm sick of Spider-Verse, bro.
Miles even let him into
I'm
battle
coming across as a hater, but I don't care.
A bunch of interdimensional vampire assholes.
This is what Stan Lee was proudest of in his favorite superhero. Regardless of who they were, any sort of person could wear the mask and do the right thing. For so long as we stay true to ourselves and help others in our own unique ways, then anyone can be a hero. But what is a hero? To the citizens of Japan, there was no one more synonymous with the word than their symbol of peace. All Might.
The big numero uno. With a smile on his face, he could save anyone and win any fight, no matter what.
Or so it seemed. After a battle with his arch nemesis All For One, All Might was grievously injured. His time as a beacon of hope was coming to an end, and he would need to find someone to pass on the torch.
In this world, most human beings evolved to have their own individual superpowers, or quirks, but not everyone is lucky enough to get one. Like this kid named Izuku Midoriya, or as local bully Bakugo like to call him, the good-for-nothing Deku.
Izuku wanted to save people just like All Might, but even his idol told him that he would have to give up on his dreams.
Forever the beta male in the shadow of Bakugo and his Sigma quirk, until he got the chance to alpha up and lend his rival a helping hand, proving himself worthy of All Might's torch.
And so after months of training, Izuku was granted All Might's quirk, One for All. This power allows him to boost his strength to incredible heights, using it for smashing attacks named after specific US locales, and a soccer club.
Or football, as they call it.
Straight punches, spikes, even finger flicks, One For All is the ultimate in strength-enhancing quirks.
The first time he used it, Izuku destroyed this giant robot in a single blow, on accident. Too bad it wasn't the only thing he destroyed, though. Damn, that looks like it hurts.
One For All's power was so great that the recoil would shatter Izuku's limbs when he used it. In the hands of an improper vessel, One For All could cause their body to explode, so Izuku would need to continuously train to master it at his Hero Academia.
Say that again.
UA High.
Here he'd be inspired by girly pop Uraraka to turn his zero name into his hero name, becoming the Deku who always does his best.
Something that he may have taken too far.
I've heard that the name Deku can be interpreted two ways: useless or someone who can do anything.
Everyone else was okay, but he'd be good for nothing all over again if he got himself paralyzed.
So to cut down on his hospital bill, he developed full cowling. Instead of using his quirk in short bursts, he would continuously spread the energy across his body at low percentages, using it for acrobatics inspired by Bakugo's explosive movements.
And with that new thinking came a new fighting style, shoot style. To use a stronger limb that'd be less likely to break, Deku took a page from Nerd Emoji Ida's book and switched to focusing on kicks to pack in more of a punch. Yeah!
And that power would be needed. After a climactic battle with All For One, All Might would be forced into retirement, just a few months into Deku's training. Now it was his turn to face this
I
demon.
realized the Miles fan base and the Deku fan base are kind of the same. They're both super left-leaning, very woke.
And unto her by her master, One For All was a power that was built upon for generations.
The quirks of the previous users of One For All manifested in Deku, along with their spirits, or vestiges, to help him in his battle against All For One.
Black Whip gives him energy tendrils to swing around and restrain foes. They can also brace his arms and manually control his muscles if he can't move.
Float allows him to soar high into the sky. By combining it with controlled blasts of pressurized air, he can effectively fly.
Danger Sense detects incoming threats and unease, letting Deku react in advance. Though it's mostly like an alarm bell and doesn't tell him specifics like location or number of threats. Familiar?
Smokescreen lets him, create a smokescreen. But he can use it at full blast to create a bigger smokescreen.
That's swell and all, but the real meat is in Fajin. After building up kinetic energy within his body, Deku can unleash it for bursts of strength and speed.
He's combined it with Black Whip to create the powerful Black Chain binding attack, and can use it in conjunction with full cowling to achieve foe 100%.
People tell me that Deku is overpowered done wrong in the war.
It to outspeed a bullet shot by Lady Nagant.
I can't put it to words, but yeah.
Who has a sniper rifle for an arm. I think I'm in love.
Nagant's bullet once crossed a distance of around 215 kilometers within a fraction of a second. That's 6,700 times faster than sound. And Deku was moving so fast, the bullet seemed like it was standing still.
And he can go even faster than that with his final quirk, Gear Shift.
By touching a target, he can control its speed without abiding by the laws of inertia. He can slow down foes to leave them frozen in the air, or move so fast he can punch multiple times in an instant.
Even All For One's own protege Shigaraki couldn't track him, and this is a dude who can catch light-speed laser beams.
It does have a time limit though. After 5 minutes of continuous use, Deku's body will catch up to his speed, suffocating him as his cells become unable to take in oxygen.
Not nearly as bad as One For All was suffocating him though. He's been doing all of this shit in just the 10th grade. I hadn't even figured out you can breathe through your nose at that point.
The pressure of having to save his friends, the country, the entire world weighed on Deku. So he left UA to fight this war alone.
But alone was
Yo, what is Deku's costume? Is that supposed to be like a rabbit bunny thing?
His admiration for his peers gave him strength, just as they admired his strength and desire to help others. Even Bakugo came around to him.
So when it came time to finally put that demon lord back in hell, his classmates, teachers, mom, friends, enemy, and everyone else supported and cheered him on. Because that was the greatest threat to All For One's reign all along.
Not All Might, not Deku, not even One For All itself. Just people helping each other out. And with their help, Deku defeated All For One once and for all, blowing a hole in this huge storm and parting the skies for a brighter future.
Though he did lose his quirk and have to retire from hero work, getting a regular 9 to 5 as a teacher, passing on his knowledge to the next generation. Just
So
like
many
every
people
user
hated
one
that
for all
freaking
before
ending
him.
Some
until
might say he peaked in high school. If not for the sick new armor he eventually got to go back to kicking butt, he even made it all the way back near the top of the rankings.
All with the help of his friends. For so long as we keep reaching out our hands to help those in need, everyone can be a hero.
Alright, let's see this.
Hello, it's me.
Real quick, I want to eat while I do this, so I'm going to get another bowl of cereal. Right.
Or bought Benjamin.
Alright.
I know what you're asking. Benjamin, what are you wearing? Of poor time. It's on WW.
All right, the combatants are
Let's
set.
do it.
We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Love the art. Alright.
Huh?
I couldn't tell if this was 3D or 2D in that. A mix of both. Alright.
Whoa, I was looking for you. Care to show me what you can do? All right, new guy. First lesson, don't watch the mouth. Watch the hands.
Now watch mine, Delaware! Ah!
Let's try that one more time. Guess who?
I can't use my full power here. Gotta take this somewhere else. Oh, gross!
You got skills, man. I like that. Oh, mierda.
Music's good. I really like this music. It's like it's trying to play on the Spider-Verse raps, which were good. By the way, I did not like the second Spider-Verse film. I thought it was way too much.
I moved us to an abandoned part of the city so we can go all out! Because I always do my best!
If I'm gonna do my best, I gotta do my own thing.
Come on.
Sarah,
I'm betting on
your
Deku.
quirk is amazing!
Amazing is my buddy. They call me the ultimate Spider-Man.
His suit has shock absorption, not nullification.
Which, by the way, this is the thing that gets me so mad by Miles. The name Spider-Man. He doesn't go by another alias. It's literally just Miles Morales Spider-Man, which is annoying when you're reading the comic or you're watching the movie because they just refer to him as regular Spider-Man. Go under another alias. Look like Spider-Gwen goes by another alias. Call him Ghost Spider. Why not call him Dark Web or something? You know how confusing that would be in universe? Just go by another name.
So, it's got a limit!
Knew it. Deku won.
Spider-Man,
You got the right.
you really are the ultimate.
You got the right ending.
Oh, vaya con Dios, Aranya Hoven.
Let's start
That's
by
the only
talking
thing that
about
makes
their
sense.
superpowers, which matched up quite evenly. Unsurprisingly, given the not-so-subtle inspiration for Deku's quirks, though they did have some edges over the other.
The spider sense gave Miles
Deku
more
is way
insight on his
stronger.
surroundings and threats than danger sense, which has been worked around before.
This meant Miles' invisibility was harder for Danger Sense to detect when he wasn't attacking, while the Spider Sense's radar system allowed him to find Deku in a smokescreen. But Izuku's other quirks granted him advantages of his own.
Float was a lot more mobile than Webs, and Fajin gave a bigger boost in strength than Venom did. Since both
People
had
are gonna
some
be so
advantages
mad.
and disadvantages, we're gonna call superpowers a tie.
You know, I saw some crazy person
Scaling to
say
Peter,
that
Miles could dodge
Deku
light speed
belongs
attacks,
in the
which actually outpaced
Hall of
Izuku
Fame of
moving
all
faster than that
superheroes.
sniper
No.
bullet. Fortunately for Deku, though, that wasn't his best.
Thanks to Gear Shift, Deku could speed himself up to match Miles the same way he did to the light-catching Shigaraki. Even worse for Spidey, one touch from Gear Shift could freeze him in place and make dodging totally impossible. So
nigga.
speed goes to Deku.
As for skill, Deku was incredibly talented at analyzing an opponent's abilities and coming up with strategies on
this
the
is
fly.
just the
But
logical
Miles'
decision.
powers and fighting style gave Deku few immediate openings.
Deku may have received more formal training at UA, but he was ultimately only active in hero work for a little under a year.
Meanwhile, Miles has been handling everything from neighborhood crooks to multiverse-ending gods for significantly longer.
It's close, but with his greater experience, skill goes to Miles, and that means the biggest deciding factor is raw strength.
And that was no contest.
Yeah,
Miles'
I
absorbing
told
the
you.
energy of that bomb was nothing to scoff at, but overwhelming power is what One for All is all about.
When Deku defeated All for One, the energy needed to part those clouds with his punch had a yield of 362 billion tons of TNT, smashing the bomb Miles absorbed out of the water.
But it wasn't as simple as that. Miles is wearing a vibranium suit after all. So the question wasn't necessarily who was stronger, it was if Miles' suit was tough enough to continuously absorb Deku's blows.
When the Falcon protected New
No,
York
it's
from that
not.
city-destroying blast, it had a yield of 546 megatons. Impressive, but Deku defeating All for One was still over 600 times stronger than Vibranium's limit.
And Deku did that with One for All's.
And by the way, they're using
indestructible
composite.
package.
And
They're using
remember, the
composite
vibranium in Miles' suit
versions
was much
of
thinner
Miles,
than
and
what
he
Falcon
still
and White
freaking
Bear
lost.
had, making it unlikely it could absorb as strong of a blast.
It's there to provide more protection, sure, but there was no way it could survive all of what Deku could dish out.
In this superpower battle, it was
You
Izuku's
still freaking
overwhelming
lost.
speed and immense strength that made him the winning hero.
And the morales of the story is
The winner is
The
Deku.
morales of the story.
next time on
All right,
Death
let's see.
Battle.
Godzilla. Oh! Yeah! This is a good one.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Godzilla vs. Hulk. That is a great one.